What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with another video. We're going to talk about Devin Booker new contract extension. That's the breaking news right now. The hottest topic going on is Devin Booker wanting to stay. They had an uproar about him wanting to leave and not getting along with teammates. I never really bought much into that because when you as good as Devin Booker at this age, and they have the ability to offer you the max money, you get Mikal Bridges, you get Trevor Ariza, you get the number one pick in the NBA draft, and then they willing to pay you a fire 158 million, and they willing to let you take and do whatever the hell you want to do. You have freedom to do whatever you want to, and the franchise is yours. It's not Aiden team. I know that at the end of the day, DeAndre Ayton is a beast in college, but he has to start all the way back at the bottom in the NBA, and he's starting already at the bottom in summer league. He had a dominant game today, but he had some decent games. Other than that, he's still gonna have to learn. Um, a lot of things going into the future. And that's what a rookie's supposed to do: get the basketball IQ, get the knowledge, get the body, get the experience, get the playoff wars. This is a special team if they're able to hit some more picks and they come out and play, because Josh Jackson to me was a project. Devin Booker was a project when he came out. Yes, he was a shooter, but nobody seemed to putting up 24 points a game this early. The dude is not even 23 years old. He's only 21 and he turns 22 in next season, and that's ridiculous. The fact that he's this young and putting up the type of numbers that he's putting up, and the fact that he can shoot the three and handle the ball and play in the pick and roll. Especially when you have a big man like Aiden that can roll to the basket and get lobs and dunks, and you're a threat whether they go under or under the screen. He can post up, he can hit floaters, he can knock down mid-range jumpers, but he also has somebody to pass to. You couldn't pass to Marquise Chris because he wasn't a good finisher or a shooter. You couldn't pass to Dragon Bender because he wasn't a good player either. He's just a role player at this point. Not only that, one thing else I would say is Aiden is already better than those guys, and he's a rookie, and he has the potential to be a Amari Stoudemire's clone. I don't really see the David Robertson, because David Robertson was a great defender and a better post player than Aiden. I see him as a guy that can roll to the basket. He's quick and explosive, can finish around the rim and knock down jumpers and potentially threes. That's basically Amari Stoudemire 2.0, but you have more talent on this roster in the future, because if they, worst case scenario, they don't make the playoffs, but nobody's expecting this team to make the playoffs as is. You get another lottery pick, and you can pick another player that can really go well with this team, since Bender, Alex Len, and Marquise Chris hasn't really panned out. At least Devin Booker did. At least you have Mikal Bridges, who looked as solid in summer league, knocking down threes, and he's going to be a 3-and-D guy. And now you just got to try to figure out who's that point guard of the future. I think that's the thing that I want to see, if they can actually get that done, because they let go of Tyler Ulis. That was another player that they drafted, but he didn't really turn out to be what they thought he would be. Brandon Knight is young. He's 26 years old. He's a guy that can shoot the three ball. He's a guy that can move off the ball and knock down threes in mid-range, and he has the ability to get to the paint, but he's not really a playmaker. He's not really an assist guy. He's more of a scorer, even though that will work in a high octane offense where you have a bunch of shooters in floor spacing, and the ability that Aiden can develop a 3-point shot, because he showed that potentially that he can. This could be one of the tougher teams to guard, but locking down Booker when you really don't have nobody on this team that you want to get paid, you don't have one person on this roster that deserves a max at this point right now besides Devin Booker. So you get him done early, you get him done younger in his career, but also he didn't get it next year. He would be able to get more money, and potentially he can opt in to his qualifying offer and leave. But instead he said, hey, I want to take the money. This is the most money that any team can offer me. I'm the franchise guy right now on this team, and he potentially can be an all-star next year depending on how many games they win and how much he significantly improves, because he has gotten better each year. It just, he has so much of an offensive load that it requires him to get injured a lot, because he has to make the plays, take the shots, and if he doesn't do that, then they're going to lose or get blew out. And even if he does get 30, most of the time they still lose anyway. At least now he has somebody he can trust. He has somebody that he can go to. He has somebody he feels like he can actually depend on. And that I couldn't say for the last 3 years that he been in Phoenix. I don't know one player that you can say that about. Eric Bledsoe, I couldn't even say that because they didn't really fit well together, and they was on two different age length. Eric Bledsoe going closer to 30 now, and Devin Booker is only 21. Um, that's a big difference when you have Aiden, who is a rookie, and then you have other young pieces around him. And Mikal Bridges might be the oldest out of all of them, and that's not as old because he's not even 25. So we'll definitely see with this roster. I think the Suns made the right decision trying to extend him early so that way they can get some money to give to somebody else if they develop into a star. They have room to give another guy the max, and on top of that, they will have room to sign some free agents or a good 6 man in the future if this duo pans out. At the end of the day, this is a heat check guy. This is one of the most dangerous players in the league. When you go against Devin Booker, this is one of the guys that you game plan against. This is one of the guys that you feel like if we can take him out of the game, we have a huge chance of winning because he has nobody else on his team that can score consistently and create their own shot. Yeah, you have T.J. Warren. Yeah, you have Brandon Knight, but he's been beat up and injured majority of the time in Phoenix. You don't really have nobody that you can really depend on. And adding Trevor Ariza, a guy that can play the 3 or the 4 in switch, even at the 5, because he has the length and the speed and the quickness still at 33 to be a two-way player, and he can be used in multiple lineups. And he's a guy that fits Devin Booker even when he wants to play pick and roll and handle the ball because he can shoot the 3 off the ball. So this team can be very good. I think they're a couple more pieces away for being a legitimate contender. The West is just so loaded that even if these players pan out, there might not even be guaranteed to get a 44, 45 win team. Just look at the Denver Nuggets. That team is loaded from top to bottom, and they couldn't even make the playoffs. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. The Lakers is a team that added LeBron James, and they wasn't in the playoffs. So it's going to be tough for this team to turn it all around. But like they always say, Rome wasn't built in one day. So it's going to be a process. It's going to be a lot of fighting. It's going to be a lot of losing. It's going to be a lot of heartbreak. And they just got to stay with it and keep the best players they can intact. Hopefully they don't try to go out there and make a home run play and try to be great right now. Because at the end of the day, those guys may not stay long term and those guys may not fit. And you don't want to give up a bunch of young assets unless you're getting a surefire thing that fits the timeline of this team because you still want them to grow. You still want them to learn chemistry. You still want them to go through these things together so they can get closer as teammates, but also as brothers. You want to grow closer together when you're going to war with each other, especially if it's been since day one. And with these guys not even being 25 years old, this team has potential to be scary, but they still 2 to 3 moves away from really making an impact on the NBA, let alone the Western Conference. I don't think adding Aiden makes them a 40-win team. He still looks a little raw. He still needs some more go-to moves. He still needs to learn how to play with his teammates, which he hasn't really done anyway because he hasn't even played in the NBA game yet. So we don't really know how good he will adjust. We don't know if he's going to hit the rookie wall. We don't know if he's a perfect fit because he's going to be going against real men, real centers, 6'11", 7-footers that's bigger, stronger, and more physical than he is. And at the end of the day, he's not going to gain that much muscle over the course of this season. He's going to get it throughout his career. So Aiden is going to get beat up. He's going to get baby. He's going to get demolished, just like Devin Booker was his rookie year until he started developing later in the year. And now he's become one of the best players in the NBA and one of the top shooting guards already, and he's not even close to his prime. So that means the sky is the limit. So why not lock him down for another 5 years? Because another 5 years he'd be 26, 27 years old. And by then you can probably offer him another extension, and hopefully this team will be a lot better than what they were these last 3 years that he was there. And that's the goal, that's the hope, and that's the direction that they're going in. I like that they already got their guy. I like that they already got their superstar, and I like that he has even a higher ceiling. He can still get better at passing. He can still get better significantly at defense. He still can get significantly better at shot selection. But those things going to improve as the team get better and as the personnel get better and as they get a coach that can really take them to that next level. But at first, like I said, they still need these pieces to fill out this roster, and they need a couple other players to help balance the load of Devin Booker so he can get easier shots and not have to force up shots and try so hard just to score. Even though he is doing it, he can do it even better if he had more help and some more threats on that court with him. And he hasn't had that since he's been in Phoenix, and he might not have that for another 2 to 3 years. And once he has that, he's going to be happy. He's going to be enjoying it because he's going to be winning, and he's already going to be getting paid on that contract that he just got extended after next year. So he's in a good position, and this is the type of position you want to be at 21. A guy that has respect around the league, a guy that showed that he can play in the NBA level, and a guy that's worth the max contract. If Zach LaVine can get 80 million, why Devin Booker couldn't get more? And he did. So at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's an overpay? Do you think he just putting up empty stats? Do you think he's just a shooter? Or do you think that him and Aiden could be the next dynamic duo and they can add that third piece if they develop well? Maybe it's Mikal Bridges, maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's Brandon Knight, maybe he is the sixth man for this team. We don't really know. We don't know how this roster gonna look 2 years from now. But these two pieces are pivotal for the success of the Phoenix Suns. But they are in the Western Conference. Be realistic. Don't be biased and don't jump on the bandwagon. This team is very young, very inexperienced, and doesn't know anything about winning. And as of right now, that's what they're going to be at until they really get more talent. NBA is a talent league. Yes, you can have coaching. Yes, you can have one All-Star, but at this point, you got to have 2 or 3 All-Stars to even be competitive. And like I said, a team like the Denver Nuggets is way more stacked than this roster, and they didn't even make the playoffs. It shows you how far Phoenix is from really getting to their aspirations of getting back to the playoffs and being potentially an NBA playoff contender. And like I said, Golden State got 4 All-Stars. Now they got 5 with Boogie. So they got a long way to go just to get to the championship level. And at the end of the day, that's why I want them to stay consistent and stay on this timeline and not try to rush the process of getting this team back to where they wanted them to be, and take the baby steps. You know, you got to walk, you got to crawl before you walk, and before you walk, you got to get somebody to carry you around like a little baby. So it all is a process, and take it how it comes. Don't rush it. Don't try to get too happy. Don't try to get too eager. Aiden is on a 4-year contract with the rookie contract, and now you have Devin Booker for a guaranteed 6 years unless you want to trade him. Other than that, you have your 2 best players locked down for multiple years on good contracts, and at the end of the day, that's a stepping stone in the right direction. Check out my website at analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description and in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page at analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page to see the new t-shirts, and I'm going to have some more up there. But get a first glimpse of how they look. I'm going to have some different colors, some different styles, and some different logos. And if you guys want them, they'll be coming up in the next couple months. I'm gone.